All right. Well, my name's Lynn. I'm in Austin, and we've been getting together here for many years to talk about the early days of single sideband and how we got here from that time back in 1954 when Central Electronics put the first single sideband exciter on the ham bands. And I'm on a radio that dates back to almost that far back. In 1953, a guy figured out how to convert a BC458 to a primitive single sideband phasing type exciter called the Cheap and Easy SSV. And KG7 built this one a few years ago based on that early design. Then he built a matching homebrew vacuum tube receiver to go with it. And that's the station here, driving a Johnson Viking Courier 2811As. And I got about 400 watts, looks like I go on here this evening, so we'll make the best of it here. All right, anybody, let's see. Oh, yeah, buy-sell trades. Their vintage radio is quite welcome here. And if you've got a question about a technical issue you need some help with, the expertise is here to find it. Hey, Dan, did not hear you, KWOZ. How about it? Well, maybe I didn't. KC5L, Tom, talk to us.
Good evening, Lynn, and everyone on the net. Tom, KC5L in San Antonio. And tonight, well, we're on the usual here. We're talking on the Central Electronics 200B with the D104 microphone. And it's driving the matching 600L amplifier, which is doing about 350 watts into a Johnson KW Matchbox, and a homebrew Zeppelin of about 15 feet. We're listening on the R390A, and we also have the Central Electronics MM2 keeping an eye on the transmitter and the receiver. And that's about all I have, Lynn, this evening. You're cheap and easy, sounding great, as usual. Back to you, Lynn, KC5L.
Okay, Tom. Well, as usual, you sound great. By the way, I'm using a D104 with a Heil conversion cartridge in it rather than my Shure 444. What difference can you tell?
It sounds like you. I can't really tell any difference. And that's a great setup, by the way. I have a D104 with the Heil HC5 conversion connected to my modern rig. So another thing we have in common.
Okay. All right. Well, keep my fingers crossed and go for it. Good to hear you. All right. AG5XP. Talk to us, Kenneth.
Hello, Lynn, and everybody else out there. This is Kenny, AG5XP up here in Brownwood. Tonight we're on the old Gonset GSB 100 transmitter phasing type setup on this thing, and got the matching GSB 101 amplifier with 4811s in it. Got a old Hammerman HQ 140X for the receiver, and got it going out to a homebrew G5RE antenna out in the backyard zigzagging around, and it didn't get blowed down because I had it sliced off pretty good, but we survived the wind up here, but it was plenty dusty. Back to you, Lynn, AG5XP.
Okay, very nice job on that station, Kenneth. You've never had a loser yet. Well done on your part. Good to hear you. Okay, neighbor, TXW, talk to us, George.
Hello, Lynn, and all around the net from WB5TXW, George here in Austin on the usual S-line system, 32S175S330L1, the power supply. Speaker box, Shure 444, out to the dipole about 20 feet out in the woods there. And it's still up in the air, which is very gratifying considering we had a bunch of wind. And of course I get a phone call, which I'm not going to answer right now, but the band is good. And sorry about the noise. WB5TXW, back to net.
Good luck with your caller, George. Let's hope it's not anybody selling a walk-in shower. That's where those things are every time I turn around. Disgusted by those ads. Good to hear you. Nicely done. K5GNZ, talk to us, Ray.
Hello, Lynn, and everybody out there on the net. Got a lot of band noise out here on this end, but everybody's sounding real good. Tonight we're on our old trusty old Kenwood TS820 with the MC50 into the Kenwood TL922 that's been modified. And all that goes into an inverted V up there about 40 feet or so, 45 feet to the apex. And everything works real good. It's come in here, turn it on about an hour early, so it'll warm up, and that's about it. I hadn't been doing much radio in this week, so nothing on the bench anyhow. Hopefully that'll change for us. KE5GNZ, back to net.
The usual wonderful signal, Ray. Great to hear you. Hey, Jimmy, KC5WLF, what's new? Now, I know Jimmy's lurking out there somewhere, but maybe he'll come lurking back. N5NEN, Paul, talk to us.
Well, good evening. Good evening, Lynn and everybody. Here I am on the D104 mic. I don't know if I got my mic gain turned up. Whoops. So let's see what I'm doing. Okay. And I'm on the Swan 350, barefoot to my lazy inverted L wire that comes off of my BTV vertical today. So hope everybody can hear me, and can't think of anything good to say about the wind we had. I didn't get damaged, but neighbors got things blown off the roof and stuff. It was really, really, but the dust storm wasn't anything like level. I got to tell you, this was nothing. Nothing. I'm sure Lynn remembers those days when he couldn't see her hand in front of her face practically. Anyway, K5LYN from N5NEN.
Okay, two observations, Paul. You're not as strong as usual, so maybe the antenna the wind blew that antenna around a little bit or something like that. You might take a look at it. And the other thing the guys might want to know, Paul and I almost grew up together in Lubbock, went to the same high school, went to the same college, same years, didn't know each other, met here on the radio, and discovered we had roots in Lubbock, Texas, and we looked at it in our rearview mirrors, as all of us that did and escaped that place. Okay, let's see here. KE5Q, Jim.
Okay, good evening there. K5LYN and the net, KE5Q, and copying everybody pretty good tonight. The band is a little bit noisy up here. I guess it's still from the wind. I think the wind finally died down a little bit, but it was really something. Anyway, tonight we are on the Kenwood TS530S, Shure 444, driving the MLA 2500. Hadn't had it on in a while, and I've turned it on this afternoon, just let it kind of sit there and cook. So that's going to the Ultimax 8040 double bazooka. Appreciate you guys calling the net. K5LYN, KE5Q.
Sounding good, Jim. Bring me up to date on Columbia. Any trips in the works?
It's going to be in the fall or maybe again at Christmas. Nothing for the summer.
Okay. Well, Bogota is a great place to go and cool off. I had a relative that went down there thinking it was hot country. She froze to death, you know. And that mistake is very common about Bogota. People experience that a lot. Keep me posted. All right. Now, did I hear WA5MTT a while ago? Mike, you there somewhere? I might be dreaming up stuff. Okay, let me talk to IEI, Jim, and then Jay, I'll give it to you. K0IEI, isn't that right, Jim? How about it?
Yeah, good evening from Woodway. This is Jim, K0IEI. We're running a Kenwood TS530 tonight with a D104 microphone into a homebrew doublet antenna about 40 feet in the middle. And tonight I have a couple pieces of Central Electronics equipment to list for sale or trade. First of all, I have a Central Electronics 10B with a matching 458 VFO in the cabinet that matches the Central Electronics one. And I have gone through the units. I get audio at the 9 megahertz level, but I don't have any tube testers or equipment anymore. I'm 92 years old and I've gotten rid of all my stuff, and I don't want to start getting a bunch of stuff new. But anyway, I'm trying to get rid of these two units. And the 10B, of course, is the 10-watt Central Electronics back in 1955. In fact, I bought a brand new one from Burkhardt Radio when I started on the sideband back then. So anyway, I want $125 for that 10B with the matching 458 VFO. Then I also have a Central Electronics 20A, and I get the 9 megahertz stuff, but I can't get any more power. More than likely, some tubes in these things or something will get them up and going, but they're all here. They look like new, and, for being that old, why, I'd rate them 8 in the cosmetics, something like that. And the 28, of course, has a matching VFO, the 458 and the cabinets at Westmate. So I have those 2 units for sale, and I will be going to Belton, so if anybody's interested, you could make arrangements to, down there to avoid shipping. They're kind of heavy, as you know. And let's see, my phone number is 949-533-1944. That's 949-533-1944. And if I don't pick it up, why, you leave me a message with your phone number and your interest in the sex electronics. I will call you back. Or if you want to send me an email with your phone number, I'm good on QRZ. My address is good on QRZ there. So that's about it for tonight, and I will be going to Belton. I'll have the units down there, so if we don't see anything on them before, well, we'll see what we can do there. K5LYN and the boat anchors, unlimited, K0YEI.
Okay, Jim, did you happen to hear the net last week? I was on my 20A and called the net with it.
Oh, no, I missed that, Len, but quite a machine, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got it warmed up over there. Maybe I'll be able to go over there and make a few pickups there. We'll see how it goes this evening, because Central Electronics taught the world how to do it. Okay, hey, Jay, you ready to pick up the loose ends here? What do you think? KM5QS, K5LYN.
Yeah, all righty. I'll see what I can do here. This is JKM5QS in Alice, Texas, and tonight the only thing old on is my antenna. It's a homebrew that I put together a while back. Been in the air 10 to 15 years, and wind ain't blowed hard enough to pull it down yet, so we'll use that. But I'm on the 990 and the 9500 as a backup for my Swan. So anyway. Let me see. Dan, KAWOZ, are you back?
Yeah, I didn't know I was gone, but yeah, back. You want me to go over now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is Dan, KWOZ in Houston. Let's see. I really kind of feel sorry for the guys that don't have boat anchors to fiddle around with. They got to operate on all these new brainless radios that have no challenge whatsoever. But that's not real radio. It's kind of like the computerized one. They're not real radio. Anyway, just talking on the old Kenwood 830 with the matching VFO and stuff, and antennas and inverted V about 40 feet, and microphones and MC50. Not much else here. Just trying to see what I can dig out and put together to take to the Rosenberg Hamfest this Saturday. That's it from here, Jay. Back to you, KWOZ.
Okay, Dan. That old 830 always sounds good. Those were probably one of the best rigs Kenwood ever made. Anyway, sounding great. Thank you, sir. All righty, WB5DYA, Cliff. I could have swore I heard him in there a while ago.
Yeah, Cliff was there somewhere.
W5FU will take his place.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, on short time, Carl in Dallas, Whiskey 5 Sugar Uniform on a Drake D-line and a half into a 31000, about 500 watts to an NFIT inverted L. But everybody that has checked in is very loud, so I guess that other station just isn't here. So thanks so much for running it, W5SU.
Yes, sir. You're sounding fine down here in Alice. It's a pretty good trip. It's about 400 miles from me. So anyway, all right. Thank you, sir. Let me see who else I got on here. Did I? Okay. WA5MTT. Mike, I thought I heard you check in earlier. Well, maybe not. KC5WLF. I know you're in there.
At least he was.
Dang, they're dropping like flies. Okay, who else was it? think I got it. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see if I can pick Stan out up there in Arkansas. K5WHO.
Oh, we got UOZ, Perry, too.
Yeah, that's true. Stan didn't come back. Dang, what's going on? KB0UOZ, Perry, help me out.
Okay, will do. I didn't hear none of those guys either, so excuse me. Apparently they went to the kitchen or something. Maybe they'll come back. Anyway, before I got the call all of a sudden, let's see. I'm on Green East Kid as usual. We got the SB 102 running here tonight, and driving low SB 200, and using my all center fed antenna. Microphone is this D104 I have with a Turner 350 cartridge. I bought it this way. I need to get in there and check the impedance on that cartridge. I'm sure it's around the 600 ohm, but anyway, I get good reports on it, so that's what counts. Anyway, kind of story. We'll run along. KB0UOZ.
Okay, Perry, sounding good down here this evening. It's a little louder than usual. That's a good thing. I don't know what the band's doing, but as long as it works, that's what it works. Okay, that is the end of my list, as near as I can tell. But well, there's a few. Let me run through the ones that didn't answer. They might have had to go for a drink or something. Cliff, WB5DYA, are you there?
Well, good evening. This is Cliff, WB5DYA, in Cedar Park on a cool night. Very, very strong signals and low noise here tonight. So we're hearing everybody just excellent. And let's see, we're on a Kenwood 590 to an Ameritron and a fan dipole up about 50 feet. And that's it. And just can't wait for Belton. Anyway, so back to net control, WB5DYA.
Okay. All righty, Cliff. Thank you, sir, for checking in. All right. How about Mike, WA5MTT? Are you there?
Yeah, Jay. Sorry, I was on testing a Swan earlier. I'm on the Flex right now, but it was one that I've been working on here for Chad. It's a Swan 350, and it was giving me a good power the other day, but tonight it's about half of what it should be, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. So anyway, and good evening to everybody out there on the Boat Anchors Net. Everybody's sounding good. WA5MTT.
Oh, okay. All righty. Well, I knew I heard you check in earlier, and then Lynn and I couldn't raise you, so that's all right. You made it. Thank you, sir. KC5WLF, Jimmy, I know you're out there. Well, all right, maybe not. He might have had to go help his wife with something. K5WHO, Stan, up there in Arkansas. Come on in. Oh, maybe I'm not reaching him this evening. All righty, is there anyone else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Quebec Mike.
Gulf Quebec Mike. Barry, go ahead, sir.
Hey, Jay, thanks for picking me out of the road there. This is Barry and Mason, KJ5, GQM. Kind of some pandemonium here in the shack tonight. I can commiserate with you, MTT. I think your name was Mike. I had plans to debut a different radio tonight. It worked fine on Monday morning, and I've been out of town. Came back in here this evening, and the radio is not receiving. So we went with backup plan, which is my Drake TR3, the Franken Drake that has the TR4 sideband filters in it. So hopefully it sounds a little better than your average TR3 tonight. Tonight we're using the A-Static 10DA microphone, running barefoot into an MN2000 antenna tuner, and then out to an end-fed half wave about 20 feet off the ground. That's my rig tonight. Over.
Well, okay. You're sounding good. Everything's working fine for you this evening. All righty. Good deal. Now, let me see. There was another gentleman that just doubled with Barry a little bit. Try it again.
That might have been me, Jay. N5, good question.
Well, hello there, Mr. Bill. Yes, it was you. So go ahead.
Yeah, you had somebody come in there, Kilo Fox 5, Bravo, India. But ain't nothing going on over here. We just getting here.
Okay. All righty. Well, we're just running through the boat anchor net, and I'm sure your boat anchor is hiding somewhere in there, but what are we going to do?
Well, you got my favorite one.
Yeah, I know, and I didn't have time to change my coax around, so I'm actually on the other one right now, but it still works good. It's okay.
Roger, roger. Yeah, you got one in there that ends in BI.
Yeah, that would BI. That's probably James. So let me pick him up. James, was that you?
Roger, roger. AF5BI, James, and I'm just jumping in here to be on the numbers, I guess. Back to you, Jay. AF5BI, back to net control.
Okay, James. No problem. Sounding good. All right. Let me see. That pretty much. I think that takes care of everybody except whoever's next.
Whiskey 5 Delta Kilo.
Right, Don, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. Not sure if I'm on frequency. Tuning to you, I think. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for Jay and Lynn for running the net. I'm just on my normal trusty dusty Drake TR4 with a D104 microphone. And I'm looking at an L4 amp. It doesn't even have the B on it. And I'm just doing whatever it does to homemade resonant dipole antenna. So I'm hearing I overheard something about Rusty's tower falling down, so I'm not sure about that. And that we can do to help him. Otherwise, back to you, Jay. Appreciate you. W5DK.
Okay, Don. Yeah, the wind blew it down and tore his beam up and one thing and another. So he's not sure when he's going to get back on the air. He said it might be after spring break. So that'd be a while. He's got to get a tree to grow so he can throw a dipole up over it.
All right. Well, we can get together and do whatever we can do to help him. That's all we can do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you, sir, checking in. Is there anyone else for the Boat Anchors Net before I turn it back to Lynn?
Kilo 5 Oscar Lima Delta.
Oh, there was two of y'all in there. There's Lima Delta, and who was the other station?
W0WOW. Wow, Salt City.
Oh, Lima Delta, go ahead.
Kilo Charlie 5 Oscar Lima Delta. This is John here. We got the more modern radio. We got the dipole on the fence about nose high. Had to retune it again. The neighbors moved a bunch of metal junk out of the yard, and everything changed. And it was working the other day, and the radio tuned with it tonight. So I guess we're talking. Running about 80 watts, and what you hear is what we got. Yep.
Wow.
Great day, 73. KC5 OLD.
Not bad for 80 watts, 10 over, almost 10 over down here in Alice. So it's working good for you, John. Good to hear you. All right, Lynn, you want to see if you can pick up a few more, or if I don't know if Doug's around or not, whatever. Anyway, KM5QS to K5LYN.
Well, I can do it, but we could try to talk Don into it. Hey, Don, you still over there? There's probably the whole world waiting to talk to you. Well, maybe not. Okay, this is K5LYN. My name's Lynn. I'm in Austin on the cheap and easy SSB homebrew station from QST in the 1950s. Who else wants to talk to us? I'm listening.
W0WOW.
Okay, I might need some help with that. I got a 0, I think. Try me again, sir.
W0WOW.
Can anybody relay that fella in?
I got him. He's really light, but it's W0 W0WOW, somewhere way up north, I think. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I think I just wanted to jump in here. This is Jerry in Elk City, Oklahoma. W0WOW. And I'm on the Yaesu FP102 and a double bazooka. So you guys can't hear me too good. Maybe next week. W0WOW next week.
Did anybody else copy him? He fell back on me.
He's using the Yaesu 102.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's one of our regulars, but usually stronger than tonight.
Yeah, that would be one that Rusty would usually pick up. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's up in Nebraska somewhere.
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City.
Oh, Oklahoma. Well, that's halfway to. Well, anyway. Hey, I'm sorry about that.
I think there was another doubled in there with WOW.
Now, I never did get a copy from a while ago from WHO, Stan up in Arkansas.
Barry, can you pick him up?
Well, I'm not hearing anybody. Somebody doubled while we're going to check in with WOW. Who is that call? Come now.
November 0, Golf Victor Kilo.
Golf Victor Kilo. Come ahead, sir, with everything.
Okay, good evening, guys. Everyone on the Boat Anchor Net. This is N0GBK, Kurt up here in South Central Nebraska. Tonight I'm operating on a Galaxy 5 Mark III. Galaxy 5 Mark III, made in 1969, using a World Radio Labs SB44 microphone. And I'm running that into the matching amplifier, the Galaxy 2000B, which uses 10 6LB6s. So I'm using 2 6LB6s to drive 10 6LB6s. Getting about 700 watts out into the off-center fed antenna. Thanks for letting me jump in, guys. This is N0GBK.
N0UBK. Okay, Kurt. Good signal. I'm over here in Missouri, so but Galaxy's doing a real job. You got a lot of tubes in that amplifier. Anyway, good signal over this way. Back to net, KB0UOZ.
Okay. Well, we're wondering who else might be out there with us being a little short of net controls here this evening. So thank you, Perry, for picking that station up. Kurt, I could hear you nicely in Austin. Who else wants to talk Vintage Radio? K5LYN, Lynn in Austin calling.
Whiskey November 5, Tango, Mike, Lima.
Okay, I got Lima. Lima, talk to me.
This is November 5, Tango, Mike, Lima. Handle is Tim, Tango, India, Mike. I'm in Cedar Park, Texas, talking on a modern Kenwood on a Meritron amplifier, putting out about a kilowatt.
up into a homemade fan dipole up about 50 feet. Everyone is sounding good tonight, good signals. Thanks for letting me jump onto the boat anchors, Nat, and everyone have a good evening. Ben 5TML, back to Nat.
Yeah, Tim, we've talked to you before, I think. Let me just take a wild guess here. You sound like you might be a little bit younger than several of us on the net. Is that right?
Could be. I just turned 63 last week, so maybe a little bit younger.
Yeah, I'm 77, so congratulations. Nice to hear you. Nice signal into Austin. Who else for the net? K5LYN listening.
Whiskey Alpha 5 Delta Sierra Sierra.
DSS, how you doing, Bill?
Just fine, Lynn. This is WA5DSS. We are in Kerrville. Name is Bill. We're on a TS830S barefoot, and that goes into a inverted D dipole, about 35 feet at the apex. So we survived all the wind, and I guess everybody else on the net did as well, except for the poor gentleman that is missing his tower. Anyway, good signals tonight. It's WA5DSS, back to net.
Okay, Bill. Yeah, a lot of us had wind, but nobody had what they had up there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and Rusty's in that general geography up there, and it took his tower. So we'll hope he'll at least throw up an antenna on the roof and be heard. All right, who else for the net? K5LYN listening.
WV5LXZ.
Jay, can you hear that person maybe ending in a Z?
WB5 Lima X-ray question mark. Go ahead, sir.
Jay, WV5LXZ, Willie Baker 5 Lima X-ray Zulu. This is Bucky in Bedford, and I'm on an old Yaesu 1000 Delta.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Just wanted to check into the net, say good evening to everybody. Running about 200 watts into a G5 RV on this ancient Yaesu. Just wanted to say hello.
All righty. Well, you're making the trip to Alice, Texas, so it's working pretty good. Whiskey Bravo 5 Lima X-ray Zulu. There, Lynn. That's who the gentleman is. So thank you, sir, for checking in. Anyone else?
WLF.
Oh, it's about time. Where have you been?
Oh, man, my wife grabbed me by the ear and said, you got to go down to the store right now. So I went, and that happened. That's a bad thing, but anyway. Good evening, everybody. This is Jimmy, KC5WLF. I'm still working on my Kenwood and my JC101 Zulu Delta. I haven't got either one of them going yet, but I need to get going on that. Tonight I'm talking to my FTDX10 and speaking into the Alpha 76A amplifier and looking at my watt meter. It's looking about 1,300 watts, so it's doing a good job into off-center fed dipole. I want to say good evening to everybody, and I hope that wind didn't hurt too many people. It flapped and flipped and flopped, and I thought it was, but it all held up. Back to the net, KC5WLF.
Okay, Jimmy. Well, the only one I know about, well, let's see, I'll see your 15 and raise you another 145, but at any rate, Rusty's the one that got hurt. It lost his tower up there in Wills Point.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Is that the one that had the tower cut in half or flipped over?
Yeah, he said it folded over on him. It took his Mosley. He had a Mosley beam on it. No, not anymore.
Oh, man. Oh, well.
But anyway.
I think I'm starting to make the right decisions to lighten up the load. I'll just I'm just going to run wire antennas. I'm not going to try to do anything like that anymore.
Well, it's an individual choice. I've always thought I lived too close to the coast to try to run a bunch of aluminum up there. So, whatever. But anyhow, okay. Thank you, Jimmy, for checking in. Is there anyone else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
N5 VT.
November 5 Zulu.
That is November 5 Bravo Tango.
Oh, Bravo Tango. I'm sorry, my hearing's screwed up tonight. Go ahead.
Hey, I appreciate it, Jay. Thanks for picking me up. And this is Mickey out in Odessa, Texas. And it's been several months probably since I've checked in with you guys, but it's always good to listen to. And it sure is terrible to hear about Rusty Tower there. Hopefully he gets that back in business pretty soon. But well, we had quite a bit of wind down here the last week. But I don't know of any of the radio guys around here that lost any antennas. So I guess we didn't get it as bad as they got it down there. But I'm coming tonight on the Kenwood TS830S and TL922A amplifier and pushing that through a simple 40-meter dipole up about 30 feet. So that's kind of the situation over here.
All right, good deal. Well, thanks for checking in, and let me. You're sounding good. That 830s always sound good. Don't hurt when there's 922 behind them either. Anyway, good old amplifier. All right. Okay, Lynn.
Yeah, I could try a few. We've done pretty well tonight. This is K5LYN, Lynn in Austin on the Homebrew Station, Cheap and Easy SSP. Who else is out there wants to talk to us tonight? I'm listening.
WJA.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
N5 WJA. Man, I'm doing great. I'm on top of the dirt still. But I'm on my 890. I'm not on the old radio tonight. Just want to check in, add to the numbers, and say good evening. N5 WJA.
Yeah, now, do I remember you got an older radio project in the works somehow? Bring us up to date.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess I won't ask you to elaborate then. All right, well, good to hear you. Keep us posted on that. Who else for the net? I'm listening. Well, I'm hearing lots of people that are right at my noise level here tonight. Somebody's in there. Can anybody relay that person in?
Relay, that's Kilo Alpha Zero, Juliet Golf Juliet.
Go ahead and talk to him.
Go ahead, Pat. Okay, Lynn, he was on, it's Pat in southeast Nebraska. He was checking in on high gain 3750 barefoot with a full-length loop over.
Well, thanks for the relay. Yeah, we get some guys from Nebraska, you know. We've had one already here this evening, I believe. And he's right at my noise level, so thank you a lot for picking him up. Over.
Okay, no problem, Lynn, and 0GBK.
Great. Okay. All right. Thank you, Kurt. Who else for the net? K5LYN listening.
K5LAR.
LAR? L something. Straighten me out, will you?
Yeah. Whiskey 5 Kilo. Pardon me. Lima Alpha Romeo. Larry in Salado, and we're running the old ICOM 751A into a homebrew double bazooka, and not doing too much, only about 12 foot off the ground, so probably not doing too well. We're barefoot, no amplifier.
Larry, just the guy I want to talk to. I've been on a campaign recently of telling people they don't have to have the antennas way up in the air. Mine's at 16 feet. Tell me more about your antenna and how you decided to put it up there like that.
Well, I'm along the creek bank down here with my shack, and there's trees that are about 15 to 30 foot taller. So I just kind of threw it up with some of the military poles. I use a combination of fiberglass and the aluminum. And then I do have a tree off to the west there, about 100 feet or so. So they just pull it up as high as they can, and with 5 to 6 poles, and go from there. This was something I'd seen online, and I just tried to copy what the guy did to make the bazooka antenna, and it probably isn't the best way, but at any rate, I tried to get it straightened out. So I have to use got one of these Japanese HC2000 antenna tuners. That's really too complicated for me, but after a while you can kind of get it tuned up, and it helps. But I couldn't seem to get the SWR down where I really wanted it, like they say they do. They're not the way I build them. They're not broadbanded at all. But yeah, we're looking forward to belting there too.
Well, see, we all grew up with the idea, we were told that the antennas had to be a quarter wave up in the air and way up there and all that kind of stuff. And we know now, especially with people dealing with homeowner associations and neighborhood restrictions, that none of that was true at all, There's a bunch of people on the net that have got antennas 8, 10 feet, 16 feet, and mine at 12 that put out pretty good signals. And you're in the 10 to 20 over, Larry, so nicely done. Thank you for your input. Over.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lynn. We hope you'll bring some goodies to the fest there. 73 for tonight there. It's K5LAR.
Yeah, you probably heard one of our net controls up there in North Texas lost his tower. So we got to get with him and say, hey, just put a dipole up. We're going to hear you. All right, who else for the net? K5LYN listening. Well, we might have done it. Jay, you want to wrap this thing up? What do you think?
All righty, we can do that. I'll give one more call, and then we'll do the benediction. Is anyone else for the net? Well, I think we might have worked the room, and I've heard several of y'all say that you're looking forward to Belton. Now, it's only about 29 days from now. You're getting close. So if you haven't made your reservations yet, you probably should, because you may not be able to. If you want to buy a table inside, they might be getting close to selling out if they haven't already. But whatever happens, be sure and drop by the pit. We're going to be there. The pit has been updated. I've got a crew working with me now, and we're going to have lots of good stuff. If you want to bring something to cook on the pit at Belton, that's very welcome. Treat it like the church dinners, fellowship dinners we used to have. You bring what you want, we'll cook it, or if your wife wants to make a side dish or banana pudding or potato salad and put it on the table, we'll all enjoy it, and everybody brings a little, and everybody gets a lot. So let's enjoy the net this evening. Thank every one of y'all for checking in. We're looking forward to Belton ourselves. This is KM5QS. Appreciate y'all. Now returning the frequency to normal amateur use.
They used to call that dinner on the ground.
That'll work too.
Well done, guys. 73. See y'all next week.